Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Will Eno's new play, The Realistic Joneses, will open on April 6th at the Lyceum Theatre. Director Sam Gold has assembled an award-winning cast: Toni, Collette, Michael C. Hall, Tracy Letts, and Marisa Tomei. And I caught up with all of them during a break in rehearsal. So here we are. So take me back to the beginning, Sam, of how you got involved with wanting to direct this play.
I've known Will for years and years. He's a playwright I've always loved and admired. We started working together on a project about 5 years ago. Really loved working together, and he gave me this play sort of 2 scenes into writing it, and we've been working together as he wrote it and through taking it out of town and the road to bringing it to the Great White Way.
So tell me about the play. What attracted you to the play itself?
I mean, this is it's a deceptively large, beautiful, brilliant play. It's funny and the moments are small, but the depths are enormous. I mean, it makes me laugh every minute of it, and it's also an incredibly powerful and deep play. It's a real beautiful new American play.
So what can you tell us about the play without giving too much away?
I can use adjectives. I think it's very funny. I think this is a really funny cast, and they are able to do the funniness without. It's just really simple to me. Just very human. That sentence goes nowhere. I don't know. Funny. I hope it's sweet and sad in some spots, and I think the cast is so great. And Sam and I feel really lucky to have such great people doing the play. And Sam is a great director, and it's just I'm not trying to keep anything from anyone, but it's just some stuff about human beings doing what human beings do, and there's some revelations of some similarities that turn out to be there between these two couples who both happen to be named Jones, and there is a squirrel in it, and that squirrel made its way onto the poster, and so there.
What can you tell us about your role?
John Jones is his name. He's just made a move to a much more rural environment, looking for a new start with his wife, Toni, played by Marisa Tomei. And the play introduces an audience to these characters as they all meet in the other Joneses' backyard. As I'm sure you've noticed, we're reluctant to give too much away because so much of the experience of watching it has to do with the twists and turns and surprises that go along with that. But he, like most of Will's characters, is idiosyncratically articulate, and would that I myself were able to speak in such sort of elliptical yet coherent ways, you know.
That's what I love about Will's writing and his plays in general, where they take you, where they don't take you, what they say, what they don't say.
Yeah. There's a great. That's a good point. I think as much as what is said is resonant, I think you're left with a resonance having to do with what isn't said.
Exactly. Let's talk about this dynamite cast you're working with and your director.
Well, Sam is amazing. He's already just set such a wonderful tone in rehearsals. We're in our infancy as far as putting this play up, but that's been great. And you know, Tracy, Toni, Marisa are all, you know, the real deal, heavy hitters, and really great people too. And it's a pretty heady experience for me to come back to New York and be in the midst of such talent and quality, and it's a good time.
So what can you tell us about the play, playwright to playwright? Tell me what you admire about Will Eno as a playwright and this play.
Well, first of all, it's very funny. I think that's what people need to know first and foremost. Will's a very funny guy, and it's a very funny play. But it's also a very beautiful, kind of mysterious play about how we live. I mean, I think all the best plays are about that, about the ways in which we are the same and ways in which we are different. You know, Will's writing is so funny and incisive, and and layered. You know, you say a Will Eno line, and at first you just hear what it means on the surface, but then you dig a little deeper and you realize it means deep cosmic things, and then perhaps you dig a little deeper and you realize, oh no, it just meant what it was on the surface to begin with. So it's fascinating. It's always a fascinating puzzle to work on a Will play.
Because he writes the way people talk and think.
He does, and people sometimes think that there's a kind of absurdity in the writing, but the truth is there's an absurdity in the way we speak, and you don't hear it until you hear it in a Will play, when somebody says something kind of odd and off, and you think, well, that doesn't make any sense, but then you think about it, you go, oh, I say stuff like that every day.
What can you tell us about your role?
Bob Jones is a soft-spoken, a little bit grumpy guy who has recently been diagnosed with an illness, and he and his wife of many years are having to find a new way to deal with each other in light of this illness.
And talk about working with this cast. I know it's the first week of rehearsals. What it's been like working with director Sam Gold and the cast.
They're all really great. They're all stage actors who haven't been on stage in a while, and so it's really great to see them getting back into the saddle in a sense, and starting to rediscover those stage chops. But they're all really, everybody's serious about what they're doing. People are digging in the right way, and it's fun. It's fun to do.
First of all, welcome back to the stage, and welcome back to Broadway. How do you feel?
Thank you. I'm very excited, and especially when I see your smiling face like that you genuinely welcomed me. Thank you.
I love you on stage. I know we lose you to film and television and everything else.
I belong here, don't I?
You do belong here, yes.
I feel better here. I feel better here. Yeah.
Tell me what it's been like working on this play. I know it's your first week of rehearsal. What that whole process has been like with working on the play and working with the cast.
It's nice. It's kind of like we're easing into it. We're in great hands, of course, with Sam Gold. Great hands. We get to have Will Eno with us, the playwright, every day. So many times the playwright comes around, but he's right there at the table with us. So we have a question. Well, what did you mean on this line, or what do you think the background of? Is this the right direction you're thinking? It's great. He's right there. Can ask him anything, and he's smiling a lot. So I'm happy that he's happy so far, and there's a lot of laughs in the room because the play is funny. So it does make us laugh.
See, what I love about Will's plays, it's what he says and what he doesn't say. And he writes characters the way people talk and everything. I'm fascinated about him as a playwright. You've worked with him before.
Yes, I have. I worked with him on Ode to Humanity and Other Good Intentions down at the Lyceum Theatre, yeah. There is a certain rhythm, and it's not so much what's withheld, although there are silences in which the audience can kind of reflect, and even the characters kind of drop into a greater mysticism and then go back to a mundane kind of relationship. But of course, mundane relationships are always really loaded too. There's all that subconscious stuff going on. And he's a master. That last play that you referenced, "Oh, the Humanity," just to have humanity in the title. I mean, he loves humanity dearly, and he dissects and explores it, but always with such heart. And that's why ultimately it's funny. That's why all his humor comes from, our foibles.
What can you tell us about your role without giving anything away?
What can I tell you without giving away? Well, I can tell you because it'll say it right there in the program. My character's name is Pony Jones, and I think that the name Pony kind of says it all. I mean, I think it's the best character name I've ever gotten. So I'm like, I'm Pony. And the rest of what Pony's about, I don't know entirely yet because we've only had a few days rehearsal, so hopefully I'm on the right track.
What do you love about doing stage?
Oh, so many things. Let's start with the hours. I'd rather work at night than early in the morning. And of course, the fact that it's like a Zen thing where it's just one time only and you had to be there or not. And I like that as opposed to there is that it's on film forever, but that actually gives me a lot of anxiety. I really like we were all there, we exchanged something, we breathed in the same room together, and that just means more to me than anything.
Well, first of all, welcome back to Broadway.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be back on the stage? Tell me.
Well, so far it's just back in the rehearsal room, but it's very satisfying. I love this piece. I love our director. I love the cast. I love what the show does for me. You know, when I read it, I guess it's like being an audience member, you know, when you engage with it for the first time. And it's really very special and very accessible, you know. I love it.
I love Will Eno's work. I love the way he writes, because he writes the quiet moments, what's said, what's not said, and he writes like regular people.
I agree. That's what I love about it. They're very identifiable, and it's very, in terms of the way we communicate, it's very naturalistic, and he does capture all that unspoken stuff between people, you know, and it was really exciting to read it, because I've never come across it so clearly in anything that I'd read, actually, you know, the bits in between.
Sam Gold is one of the finest stage directors we have. What has it been like working with him so far in the rehearsal room?
I love it. I mean, Sam's amazing. He's so smart and articulate and collaborative and so relaxed, and he just really gets every moment of this play. He's so thoughtful and so considerate and open, you know. He's really wonderful, such a great director, so I'm really enjoying it. But in terms of theatre in general, I mean, it's just exciting to dig a bit deeper, you know, like the rehearsal process is very, it's much bigger and much more thorough, I think, than on film or TV.
What can you tell us about your role without giving too much away?
Okay, I play Jennifer Jones. I think she's the most normal, kind of accessible of all the Joneses. She's very good, compassionate, composed, generous. She's kind of spending her days taking care of her socially inept, ill husband. And I think for all of them, they kind of have this moment of connecting with each other, and which allows a kind of sense of the bigger picture in life, you know.